Hello everyone, I'm back again, and today I'm going to be continuing my Rotten Tomatoes through the franchise scores. I haven't done the franchise one yet, but I figured I'd start off with one of my favorite horror franchises, and that is Child's Play. And I was curious because I just did my favorite movies of all time. Rotten Tomatoes score is hell. My favorite in the Child's Play franchises, in the Child's Play franchise would stack up. And I am shocked and bewildered by these ratings. This is why I don't trust Rotten Tomatoes, but we're gonna go through them anyway. And you can tell me when we're all done what you thought of them. I'm just a little confused by it, to be honest. But here we go. I have all the ratings on my notebook, and we're gonna start and we're gonna go all the way through the Child's Play franchise. So here we go. Child's Play 1 got a 69%, and I understand why you got 69%. It is kind of low, but still considered fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Honestly, Child's Play is personally doesn't rank very high on the list for me. Although I do feel like some of my favorites are kind of like the controversial ones, like either people love it or hated it. But I can understand why Child's Play sits at 69. I don't think it was groundbreaking or anything, but it was the original, and I can see why it was fresh. And I don't know why, but I'm just a little shocked that it was so low. So then we move on to Child's Play 2, which I was even more shocked about because it's not my favorite Child's Play movie, but I know the fans of the franchise love Child's Play 2, and it only got 40%. I feel like the people who watched this and gave it reviews, I don't know, didn't really watch the movies all the way through. I don't know. It got 40%. So it is considered rotten on Rotten Tomatoes, which is fine. It's not a masterpiece of a movie, but out of this franchise, I definitely think it was better than the first Child's Play. So I'm a little confused. Sorry, there's a lot of outside noise happening. And then Child's Play 3, I understand this rating. It actually got the lowest rating of any of the Child's Play movies on Rotten Tomatoes, and I agree with that. It got a 23%. That's so brutal. It got 23%, so it is the worst rated out of all the Child's Play movies on Rotten Tomatoes. I agree. I don't think it was good. I think it was rushed into production, and the acting was bad. The recasting of Andy didn't work for me, and I like the idea of the military school, but I just don't think it worked at all. You can tell how rushed it was. So next, this was the one I was super shocked about. This is my favorite Child's Play movie, Bride of Chucky. I thought it would kind of be near Child's Play 1, wherever they ranked that, but they gave it 46%. Now it is, I guess, the 4th ranked in the franchise on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't know. I like this one the best, and I don't think it should be a rotten score, me going up against Rotten Tomatoes. No. I was a little shocked by it. Tell me what you guys think. I think Bride was not only of its time, I think it's kind of held up well. I enjoyed the new comedic way they took Chucky. I know that's a kind of controversial to some of the fans, but I thought it was a breath of fresh air in the franchise, and I love the addition of Jennifer Tilly as Tiffany, so I'm confused. I feel like true horror people did not watch this movie and rank it on Rotten Tomatoes. That's what I think. Next is Seed of Chucky. Now this got the 2nd worst rating, which I kind of understand, but it is my 3rd favorite, to be honest, and it got 32%, so it's pretty bad, but I really liked this one. This is one that's very either way for a lot of people. There's a small group of fans in this franchise who really love Seed of Chucky, and I am one of them. I think it was a unique twist. It definitely stands out amongst all of the other Child's Play movies, and I like the way they went. I really like Glenn. Sue me, I loved it. There's some things in it that don't work. There's some humor that does not work in it, and I kind of get a little bit annoyed when they put of the time humor. So like, how can I describe this? So like, this was made in 2004. So it had very 2004 jokes in it, if you get what I'm saying. Like pushing Britney Spears off a cliff. I knew it was trying to be meta. Some of it like that didn't work for me, but most of it did. I thought it was pretty funny, and I think it's definitely a standout and a bold choice in the franchise. So I'm not shocked by the score, but I'm a little sad. Next is Curse of Chucky, and guess what? Curse of Chucky is the highest rated Child's Play movie on Rotten Tomatoes at 83%. I am shocked. I didn't like Curse of Chucky. I think Fiona Dourif does a good job as Nika. I thought some of the kills were really inventive. I love that they kept it in one solitary place. I love that it was kind of like a haunted house story. Not a haunted house, but you're like trapped in one house. It had like a one setting structure, and I did like that. I didn't like a lot of the choices. I felt like Chucky, the humor was taken out of Chucky, which I think makes him Chucky, and so I feel like they really heard from the fans in this one, and they kind of made it devoid of any kind of fun humor, and there was a lot of great kills in it. It was just, I just didn't like it. I didn't like CGI Chucky either, and it was kind of, that was jarring to me. A lot of this movie, that's a good word for this movie. It was very jarring to me, and I can see why people liked it, but it just wasn't for me. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite, but it's definitely not my favorite in the franchise. And then last but not least is Cult of Chucky, which got the second highest rating at 82%, so only 1% behind Curse. And I kind of thought that this was, this is my second favorite Chucky movie out of the franchise, and so I kind of agree with the high rating. I'm just so confused as to why Curse did 1% better than Cult of Chucky. I thought Cult was really inventive. It had the humor added back in. I'm so glad they did that. The 3 Chuckies was great. Don Mancini, who has directed the last 3 and I believe has written all of them, he, I feel like, really came into his own in this one. It was beautifully shot. It is the most beautifully shot Chucky movie since Bride of Chucky, which I also think was very beautifully shot. But other than that, I am kind of a little shocked by it. I'm not shocked by Child's Play 3 being at the bottom. I think that is definitely the worst Child's Play movie. But Curse of Chucky being number 1, I'm not so sure. It's not that I didn't like it, it's just like not my favorite. It ranks very low for me. So I'm curious to hear what you guys, as horror fans, as Chucky fans, what did you think of the Rotten Tomatoes scores? And thank you guys again for watching. Of course, these are my opinions. These are the Rotten Tomato critic opinions. So obviously all opinions are subjective, and take it as you will. I'm not telling you what you should like, I'm just saying my personal opinions, and I love this franchise, so I love talking about Chucky anyway. Anyway, I've talked too long. It's already 9 minutes in. I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time.